Hey there, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Canadian Vaper Review Show. My name is Darren, and today we are going to be doing the Mutation X version 2, if you couldn't have guessed by the title scrolling by. We're going to go down onto the desktop, and we're actually going to do a versus between the version 1, which I have here, and it's not together, so let me just do that. The version 1. I hate these drip tips. So the version 1 versus the version 2. We're going to take a detailed look down on the desktop when we do a close-up view, and the pros and cons of both and how I feel about them. So without further ado, let's do just that. Here we go, down below. Right, here we are down below on the desktop to take a look at the version 1 versus the version 2. And on this side we have the version 2, and on this side we have the version 1. So the first difference you can see straight off the bat is this is a 4-post with a T connector, and instead of screws on the top here, it has set screws, and they are a triangle Allen key style. So right here you can see that, and I will bring it up closer for a close-up view. Let me just focus in here, and you can see that right there. It's triangle Allen key set screws. That could be a pain for some people. If you lose that triangle Allen key, you could have a problem. A little bit worrisome, but you can probably find at your local hardware store something that will fit. The reason why is because up here you have these two right here close together, and you would not be able to get a screw like this that's on the other one into here because of the heads. So that's why they've done it like that. Doesn't mean I like it. I wish they had done set screws that were regular size Allen key. So that's what I think about that part. It's manageable, but a little bit worrisome. So other than that, these two decks are exactly the same as far as the size in the well, which would be expected since it's a version 2. These guys here are exactly the same size, so they will fit whatever top. If you've modified a chuff cap for version 1, it will fit on version 2. And these guys are only different in the size of the connector, but the fins are the same here. However, the airflow control is distinctly different. It's got a slanted airflow control system, and I'll just focus in and bring it up here. So you have this setting, which you can do this side and this side to have it open as a dual, or you can use this one right here for a single coil, and you can have that at various different settings for your build style and how much airflow you want. To take a look at the other one, it's simply two fins, open or close, or any sort of partially open, partially closed, but it's going to open and close both sides at the same time. So that's the difference there. So down here, over here, we have the two drip tips. I don't like either of them. This one's too small and burns too hot. Not burns too hot. It does burn on some of my builds, but it gets way too hot, and it's too small. So that's it right there. So I went ahead when I first got my version 1, and I modified a chuff cap to fit. So it will fit in either of these. So I am personally in luck as far as that goes. Use a disc sander, or if you have patience, you can hand sand it, a chuff cap down to fit into these holes. This drip tip here is problematic in the fact that it wiggles. I hate that. It wiggles back and forth no matter what you do. So you could wrap a piece of thread around here, or find a better O-ring to fit in there. I just decided a chuff cap was the best way to go, so I modified my chuff cap. As far as everything else goes, they're pretty much the same. The bottoms are going to be exactly the same. One just says version 2, so that's the Mutation X version 2 right there. And the other one just says Mutation X right there. So aside from that, there's not really much else to say about it. That's a versus between the version 2 and the version 1. We're going to go back up top and I'll discuss what I feel about each, and I will build up the version 2 and give it a few vapes, and that will be that. So here we go, back up top. Hey there everybody, welcome back up top. So I've gone ahead and I've built this up. I'm not the best builder in the world, so please don't laugh. And it's what I like to vape. It's pretty low. It's just a 4-wrap 24 gauge. Pretty low for me. I'm just going to juice it up here with some Pacific Vaper Chiquita Pie, my favorite juice. And I'll give it a couple of test vapes. What do I actually think of the version 2? I think if you don't have a version 1, it's really good to invest in a version 2. And if you don't have a version 2 and only things available to you is a version 1, it's equally okay. I think each has its kind of merits and downfalls. What I will do is I will put a chuff cap on top of there, my modified chuff cap once I find it. But it blows a nice plume. Can't really complain. I like both. I happen to have both, so I'll probably use both for different styles of builds. I like the version 2 that I can have like a single coil out one side and use it just with airflow fully open on one side or partially open on one side. That's going to benefit my single coil views or builds, so I appreciate that. So I say, either buy both, buy whichever one that would suit your needs from the information I've given you. But that's all I have about really to say about that. So anyways, thanks for watching and bye-bye.